Today, we're conducting an interview with Mr. Abdutal, one of the street vendors previously detained by ICE on Canal Street. This image captures the moment Abdutal was apprehended on Canal Street by ICE agents. His arrest drew widespread media attention and sent a wave of shock through the immigrant community.
Councilman Chris Marte, who represents Lower Manhattan, says he rushed over to the scene as soon as his office got the calls about the arrest. But the federal agents were gone by the time he arrived.
After reviewing his arrest, the Ahmadou Foundation had only a narrow and unforgiving window, just a few hours, to analyze his case before he risked being transferred out of state. This rapid transfer is a deliberate ICE tactic used to isolate detainees from their communities of support, friends, and legal counsel. Working against the clock and under extreme pressure, the Ahmadou Foundation mobilized immediately, pushing through immense legal and logistical obstacles. Just 5 hours after his arrest, they succeeded in filing an emergency habeas petition, temporarily halting his transfer and directly challenging the legality of his detention. The Ahmadou Foundation also provided critical interpretation support to his attorneys and ensured that Mr. Tal received commissary funds, enabling him to contact his legal counsel and maintain communication with friends and supporters. This assistance further allowed him to purchase food, as many detained individuals report persistent hunger due to the limited portion of food provided in detention facilities. On December 24th, a federal judge ruled in favor of Abdutal and the Ahmadou Foundation.
After more than a month behind bars, Abdul Tal walked out of the Brooklyn Detention Center on Wednesday. Community members who had spearheaded the initiative to get him out were waiting for him.
It's okay. It's all right.
The judge's ruling in it, he says the government conceded it did not follow the procedures required for the arrest, and therefore releasing Mr. Tal was necessary following the, quote, unlawful executive detention.
Had it not been for the quick reaction of the Ahmadou Foundation, Mr. Tal would have been in Texas at a Texas detention on his way back to a country where he was going to get persecuted.
The moment they arrested me, I thought that it was over. Even when they transferred me to Brooklyn, to the precinct over there, I felt extremely discouraged because there I was put in jail with people that are massive criminals. I was put in jail with the rapper, I believe his name is Diddy, and I would see him. And I told myself, they put me in prison with people that are criminals, and I'm not a criminal. The day that I was told that I was going to get out, I couldn't believe it. I started telling people, and they didn't believe it. But suddenly they knew that I was serious, and everyone started clapping. They all got up and they started cheering for me. I felt a sense of relief. Some people have been there for 9 months, some 6 months. I'm the only one who stayed there for 1 month, and I was granted a release. Most of those guys, they end up getting deported back to their country. The hardest thing inside was watching people with kids crying nightly just because they don't know when they'll ever see their kids again. I think that was the hardest thing. And for me, the hardest thing for me was knowing that my friends will think of me. Those friends that came earlier when I was getting released, I just knew that they would think of me every day. And I knew that they wouldn't rest until I'm free. And that was the hardest thing. And also being alone, because when you're alone in there, you think a lot. And I think that's the hardest part, just thinking a lot. I felt at loss, but I started having hope the moment I started speaking with the Ahmadou Foundation, because everything they were saying, I was seeing. For example, they told me that, hey, when they're taking you to court, they're going to shackle you. And that happened. But what really gave me hope is how caring the foundation was. Like every day I would speak with them and they would tell me what the lawyers were saying. And they told me, look, the lawyers are working very hard and I shouldn't give up. And that's why I didn't give up, because the truth is I was depressed while I was in there. And even walking into the court, I felt very hopeful, because when I turned around, I saw the founder of Ahmaduli Foundation there and the attorneys, and that gave me a sense of relief. I'm forever grateful for the work of the Ahmaduli Foundation because now I feel safe and I'm back in my community of friends.
1 week after the release of Abdutal, the Ahmaduli Foundation secured the release of another asylum seeker who was unlawfully detained, arrested by ICE, and transferred to Gina, Louisiana.
I'm just gonna say the truth.
I'm just going to say the truth. I don't want to offend people, but I only saw the Ahmaduli Foundation helping the detainees that are in Louisiana. They would inquire about their whereabouts. If they have moved them, they would literally send us commissary funds all the time and speak without attorneys. I'm not really used to being on camera, but I just felt that this needed to be said, and the work that they're doing is something that the whole community should appreciate.
He's out! Yeah!
The Ahmaduli Foundation has never received any city, state, or federal funding. Is powered by volunteers who refuse to let people seeking safety in the United States face deportation or detention alone. In 2026, as attacks on immigrant communities escalate, the foundation must grow. It is seeking to hire an in-house attorney and a paralegal to expend rapid legal defense and secure more releases. A few people have been released, but with your support, many more will be. Help us hire an attorney and a paralegal by donating at www.ahmadulifoundation.org.
I would like to thank everyone who continued to stand with immigrant families in the face of fear and intimidation, and everyone who refused to look away. We are the proof that it matters, and we are reminded that advocacy can truly change lives.